Broadcast is live.
Okay. Hello, hello. Good night, everyone. Good night. This is Mimi from the Black Expats and Repass in Jamaica, and we have Kwame with us tonight.
Yep, yep. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night, whoever's on, whoever's going to be on. Good night. Been a
Mm-hmm.
while since we have been on, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm. So we're here.
Yes,
But we,
yes.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kwame's been a busy man, and I've been
Yep.
busy as well.
Yeah, we have been, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's good. It's good being busy. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's
Can
better
I-
than when we was in COVID, just sitting around staring at each other, right?
exactly. Exactly.
Trying to invent things to do.
Yeah, man. It is. It's good. Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, you have a little bit of time. A little bit of time for me, So yeah.
Hmm.
That's gonna get even crazier.
Hmm.
You know.
Hmm.
Mm. It's gonna get even
Hmm.
crazier. But it's good. It's good. It's good.
Hmm. And the summer is the summer season, so it kind of picked up
Mm.
for me. I'm not
Right.
doing as much as I usually do, but it's starting to pick up.
Yeah. Yeah. I can imagine.
Hmm.
I can
Hmm.
imagine.
Hmm.
That's funny. I was looking at some flights from the UK today because there's a new airline coming from the UK
Okay.
starting in October.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's owned by Spirit apparently. Company called North Atlantic.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's owned by Spirit, but it's coming from UK side. Mm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like a two-way. It's supposed to be like a low budget airline.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
but I've been looking at fares and stuff like that. It's not really low budget. It's still
Mhm.
compet- competitively priced, but it's an option. It gives an option to
Okay.
what's there because it's not many carriers coming from the UK directly
Mhm.
like we have for the states. Not many carriers. They only have three carriers: TUI, British Airways, and Virgin
Okay.
from
Is
the UK.
is is this airline, is it flying into Kingston and Montego Bay or just
Yeah,
Kingston?
yeah. It's gonna no. It's gonna. I think they're gonna have four to Mobay and three to Kingston. I think, or
Okay.
the other,
Okay.
or the, other- yeah, or the
Okay.
other way around.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
they're extending the airport in Montego Bay to
yeah,
accommodate more flights.
yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah,
they're almost finished. When I passed by, I was like, okay, they did a lot.
yeah, yeah. I know,
Mm-hmm.
and I know they're gonna be doing stuff to the what do you call it, baggage hall, don't it? They're gonna widen it or do a lot
Yeah.
more renovations there.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah,
Also they're trying to, I guess, make it digital or digitize it or digitalize it. I can't even say the word, but
mm
because of they're trying to do it electronic like the C5 form, they want everybody
right,
to do it before they
right.
come in.
Yes, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
To
Yeah,
help
'cause
with
I
the
did. Funny, I did it electronically, but when I got to the
Mhm.
airport, it hadn't. They weren't able to marry the two for some reason.
Okay.
But I guess, and that was what over a year ago. So
Okay.
I guess they probably went ahead of trying to get it done properly
Ye-
now.
Yeah, they're doing it a lot better and a lot easier. When I came in February, I did
Right.
did it online and it was just a breeze. I just went on through.
Yeah. Yeah, which makes
Mhm.
sense. It makes sense for it makes sense, and especially like Kingston, because Kingston's small, comparison
Mhm.
to Mobile. It's smaller
Mhm.
airport, you know.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, and the lines, man, lines coming like almost go right back out to the runway. The way that the way it's so small.
With Montego,
They're gonna need to do a lot of work on Kingston too.
oh yeah, oh yeah. With
Mm.
Montego Bay, even as big as it is now, it's still small.
Yeah, yeah,
Because the amount of people that come in through that airport is
yeah.
ridiculous.
When they were having a problem with the customs officers
Mhm.
between 11 to 4, from
Mhm.
11 in the morning to 4, when the I think flights were delayed or whatever.
Mhm.
This was about some mad figure of the number of people that were coming in between that time.
Yeah.
And the number of
Yes.
flights that were coming in between that time. I said,
Yes.
what?
Yes.
Some mad figure. I said, because I know on an average day between 30 to 50 flights coming
Mhm.
to Jamaica per
Mhm.
day. You know what I mean? That's
Yes.
all for people.
Yes. And you know the flights be full too. It's like what about a good it's about a good what, 300 some people per flight.
Yeah, and the flights are full. So
Yes.
it goes to show. It goes to show that that the demand to come to Jamaica for sure, but
Mhm. Mhm.
for sure the airports need to be upgraded, to deal
Mhm.
with all that, the capacity of the number of people that are coming in.
Mhm. And we're
Mhm.
not going to talk about picking someone up from the airport.
Yeah,
It's it I mean, and they expanded Montego Bay and Kingston. I remember when they expanded Kingston in the front, but it's
yeah,
disgusting when people come in.
yeah. It is. It is. Like I said, Kingston for sure definitely needs
Mhm.
massive upgrade. The
Mhm.
baggage hall needs to be rehauled. You know,
Mhm.
it needs to be
Mhm.
yeah, it needs to be yeah, it
Mhm.
needs to be upgraded. Because an immigration hall too. Too
Mhm.
yeah, man, too smart, too smart.
Mhm. You know, a lot of people too, when what they've been doing was instead of coming into Montego Bay, they fly into Kingston because it's cheaper and they can
Yeah,
actually find a flight.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. Yes, it
Mhm.
is. It is actually, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
But yeah, man, but the developments are coming, so
Mhm. Mhm.
mm,
It's just a matter of time. But
yeah, yeah,
one good thing is though, I believe we have a decent tourism minister at the moment.
yeah. I think I would honestly say he's one of the best. Well, it's not the
Yeah,
best.
yes, he does an extreme amount of work
Yeah, he does.
in tourism, an
Yes, he
extreme
does.
amount of work. Mhm.
He does. He does.
Mhm.
He has done a lot for tourism in Jamaica, that's for sure.
Yes, yes. And one thing about him too, he's one of the first ministers to keep the people who work in tourism in mind.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. For sure.
Mhm.
For sure. He has done a lot. He has done a lot. He has done a lot. He's
Mhm.
one of the there's few ministers that you can actually say, that have done work, and he's one of them.
Mhm.
You
Oh
know?
yeah. Mhm. So, if you guys are just now joining us, or we're just shooting a breeze, basically, we haven't been on for a while because of life. Um, but we're just shooting a breeze, catching up. If you have any questions, concerns, or comments or anything, just type it in and, we'll try to answer it as best as possible. And if you haven't checked out our community, it's community.berjamaica.com. So you can go over there and see everybody over there. Did it stop raining down there on your
Yeah.
side
Yeah. It stopped raining from over the weekend.
over the
Yeah.
weekend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
It's hot
think
now. Hot, but it's hot.
with all
I ain't
those
complaining, but it's hot.
with mangoes all over the ground and mosquitoes everywhere.
Well, the mangoes have the season. Well, down here the mangoes have finished. I know there's
Okay.
mango in St. Thomas, but
Okay.
in Kingston the mangoes have more or less finished. Yeah, mosquitoes,
Okay.
and that's the funny thing, because apparently said the lifespan of a mosquito is 2 weeks
Okay.
without water,
Okay. Okay.
but there always seems to be mosquito. There always seems to be mosquito. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
I always got some mosquito down here, man. Mosquito down
Mhm.
here. That always.
Mm. Our what you call them? Our mangoes are just now starting to ripen and fall all over the place. So every
I'm
time
serious.
falling like stone. Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah,
Because remember we're up here, so it goes from the down the east and south, and then it starts to come up.
yeah, because like the mangoes
Mhm.
here are practically finished. I know, like I said, no mangoes. There's mangoes in the east, but there's
Mhm.
none in Kingston.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. Up here in
um,
St. James, and then I know in Westmoreland and Hanover is mangoes galore because I was
yeah,
just out
yeah,
there was I out there last week? And I came
yeah.
back with mangoes.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I was down there for Calabash, for
Okay.
melon. Well, melon though. Down in St.
Millen.
Elizabeth. Yeah, man, melon to kill, man. Down in St. Elizabeth and
Mm-hmm.
mango. Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Milling for days.
Yeah, man. And some melons, man. I said, wow, look at melon, man.
Mm-hmm.
I said to myself, and I had the funny guys. I Calabash, I spent all my money, so I couldn't buy anything coming back. I couldn't buy anything coming back. And I come back into Kingston. The only money I had was a toll for the toll. I couldn't buy not a fruit. You know, I can, say cost less, right? So
Right,
I mean,
right.
I'm buying it in Kingston, but yeah,
I want to
yeah,
make calabash. I probably make it next year. I mean, year after.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I recommend it to anyone. It's I love it because it has a vibe. There's definitely a vibe with it. Being by the
Mm-hmm.
beach, having the readings, food and
Mm-hmm.
such, and listen to the stories and the books and the authors and all that kind of stuff. It really is, yeah, man, a really, really nice event. Really nice event.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, really
Mm-hmm.
nice event. It was the first time in 5 years I'd have had it back,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is a long time,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So the things that probably can improve on, which I'm sure they will do.
Mm-hmm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, yeah, I recommend it to anyone, man. Yeah, it's a nice event. And obviously famous people who pass through.
Okay. Okay.
Angelina Jolie passed through. Yeah,
Okay.
so
Okay.
it gives it, yeah, so that in terms of that level of exposure and so on and so forth. It's yeah, man, it's
Mm-hmm.
yeah, man, it's up there. Yeah, she passed.
Mm-hmm.
She passed. She bought something from a friend of mine. Friend of mine has
Okay.
has a store there.
Okay.
Probably that's not a repat. And
Mm-hmm.
the other store there, and she bought something from him.
Okay.
Hmm.
Mm-mm. It's always nice when well, I'm not gonna say nice, but it's always interesting how the superstars when they pass through.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. I was sharing that with someone. I said the thing is about Jamaica, it's to a
Mm-hmm.
great extent. Then they tend not to be overawed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So a star can walk down the street, more or
Yeah.
less, and they don't have to worry about, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Most people want to do, like, I guess, is to have a picture with them or have a just talk with them or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
they're not, yeah, they're not, what I mean, get all mad, crazy kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My friend, well, not well, somebody I know. They run the Rasta Safari up
Right.
in yeah, and Neo was there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
Same.
Mhm. Yeah, and
Same.
took a picture, and it was like people was like, "Really?" It was like, "Yeah." I was surprised.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah. It's it's no big deal kind of thing.
Yeah. Mhm. It's like, oh, okay. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, yeah. So it's good. I recommend it to anyone. But if anyone's going to book, they got to book from early. Once the dates are advertised, book
Mhm.
early. Book, and you
Okay.
won't. There's no hotel down there. It's mainly Airbnb.
Mhm.
The only hotel down there, only resort, rustic resort is Jake's. But aside
Mhm.
from that, there's no hotel really. So
Mhm.
people need to book early. Once the dates are released, book.
Mhm.
I tell you.
Well, remember, I have family in Saint Elizabeth, so I'm
Okay,
okay.
good,
Mhm.
good.
Up in Balaclava, so I'm okay. I'll just
Right.
drive on down to Treasure Beach, and even
Yeah,
a little bit further in, I do too. Same way, so.
yeah, yeah, man.
Mhm.
Yeah, it gets because down there it was mad in terms of people book, like I said, people book early, really early, but to get a good Airbnb so you can walk to the venue.
Right.
Yeah, so what we had booked and we booked further out, so we had to drive in, which
Okay.
was all right, about half an hour drive, which was fine because the one straight road, literally one straight road.
Mhm. Mhm.
But that was fine, but yeah, good fun, good fun.
How,
Recommend it.
how was when you got there? How was the parking?
Easy. It was
Easy.
because again, yeah, man. Because again, what you have, for example, you have the parking where the venue is, and then you have people who have their own spaces, like their own yard and all that in there. But
Okay.
they have money for parking in yard, and they make a money. But
Okay.
the parking was easy, really easy. We found a guy by the name of John who just lives across on the venue, and he has a
Mhm.
big space, like a big old whole heap of land. Man probably could have parked 100 car. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm telling you, and that's what he did. He made good money because he's charging 500 a day. You know
Okay.
what I mean?
Okay.
No,
Okay.
yeah, 500 a day. No, 500 per car, I should say. 500 per
Okay.
car. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Charging which more or less a day. So I said, if and bearing in mind that people were going and coming. So I said, if you got 200 cars
Mhm.
for park over the
Mhm.
weekend, you make a
Mhm.
nice
Mhm.
change. You make a nice change.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, but yeah,
Okay.
yeah, but yeah. So yeah, but it's good fun. It's fun. You going to some fest?
No. No, 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 no. I stopped Sunfest a long time ago. I want to say I stopped it because it was just it's a lot. Um, I'll work it, but going in, no, 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 no. And then I don't know. It kind of lost me. It's not the
Yeah,
same anymore.
yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. It's not the same anymore. And also the prices is outrageous, so I'm all right.
Yeah, I know. I'm noticing that,
Mhm.
but the money keep creeping up.
I remember when dance hall night used to be like 2000, 2000. That's when I used to go. It was 2000 for dance hall night.
Yeah, exactly. You know. Yeah, it's gotten mad, man. The money that
Mhm.
they're charging for events nowadays is, cause even something they had there when they murder she wrote,
Mhm.
Academy Supplies or by Plantation Cove, but
Mhm.
it wasn't well attended. It wasn't well
Mhm.
attended. It wasn't well attended at all. Because of the amount of money they were asking for, you know.
Okay. Okay.
Mm. And I
Mm.
guess people get fatigued because a whole bunch of shows have happened in a short space of time. Lots of
Yeah.
shows.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah. No, I can't. I can't manage Sunfest no more.
Mm.
And then I was looking at the lineup, and I wasn't impressed.
Yes. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. I think I don't know. It's a whole bunch. I think like for one, the art of making music or live music is kind of not as
Mm.
people don't do it as much anymore.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so it's a lot of digital music. And
Yeah.
then the dance hall, I
Yeah.
love dance hall, but it's
It's not.
not it's not what
Yeah,
it
it's
used to
changed.
be.
Yeah, it's changed a
Yeah.
lot. Mm.
Yeah, it has definitely changed a lot. But I mean, it happens.
Mm. Mm.
Mhm. Mhm.
But I must admit, like Rebel Salute too, it's good. Rebel Salute is
Mhm.
you know, what I mean, that keep to the roots in a sense. All we
Yes.
need is more women. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And even what's
Mhm.
his name had Junior Reid had his show last week.
Yes. Yes, I
Pure
seen
man.
that.
I would say to myself, what a pure man, you know, pure
Mhm.
man. I would
Mhm.
say to myself, very
Mhm.
trained.
Mhm.
Have
Mhm.
some balance, man. You know.
Mhm.
But so them man them thing. But I heard the show was good. But again, it was the crowd is small.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, crowd
Isn't
is,
this his first year that he did it?
yeah. Because it's
Yeah.
his
Okay.
birthday. For his birthday,
Okay.
60.
Okay. Okay. Because I know he said he was doing that because of how the Sunfest promoters are.
Yeah,
So that's why he did that.
yeah, for his birthday.
Mhm. Mhm. But on this one, Marion Hall is supposed to be there. So.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm. Mhm. But I mean, I want to see Lady Saw, not Marion Hall, so I'm all right. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
yeah. But like I said, I think people get fatigued, man, because the year start just show after show after show.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
and you know what I mean. You get fatigued after a while. You know.
Mhm. Mhm. That's how it's starting. It's one show that I want to go to in November. It's called what the hell? Why I keep forgetting what the name of it. But it's like a oldies dance. It's a dance. It's in the grill.
No, no,
Different
no.
strokes.
Oh,
Different
okay,
strokes. Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
okay, okay. Hello, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. Good night.
Good night. We're just shooting the breeze,
Mhm.
you know.
We
But
just shooting the breeze.
yeah, but yeah. But like I said, I think it's fatigue, man. It's too cause from remember, the first show was Barris and Buju,
Mhm.
and then you had Never Salute. And what happened
Mhm.
this the song the same month? Then you come down, you had Ernest Smith. Then you had Murder She Wrote. Then you had Gregory Red Rose for Gregory. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'm not sure.
Wait, didn't they have didn't Burner Boy come there or something too?
Exactly. Burner Boy came for his big show.
Yeah, it was Burner
I
Boy,
mean,
and then they had the carnival, all the carnival stuff
yeah,
too.
yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a
Mhm.
lot. There's a lot in terms of the dust, and that's just this part of the year, this half of the year. You know,
Mhm. Mhm.
this half of the year. You know.
Now we about it's a party up here in Montego Bay every night. It's endless igloos and endless parties and endless this, but we're about to go they're dubbing Montego Bay as Sunfest City, so hmm
Yeah.
so they're
Yeah, I was
getting
up, I was up,
all
I was up,
hype and ready for that.
I was up by Pier One a few weeks
Hmm.
ago. A friend was going back to the UK. Well, Reaper was going back to to London.
Okay.
So she had a meal up there, you know. Mm.
Hmm.
Food was good.
Hmm.
Good.
Hmm. The food is pretty decent up here, one.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
I've been there for years. I remember when it wasn't what it is now. I remember it going there years ago.
Hmm.
Different now, why? Uh,
So you seen how they put that middle part? Because remember, you used to just come in and it was just that, and then it was like you just walk down
yeah,
a little, then it was all up here. Now they
yeah,
put in the middle.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So it's changed a lot. Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, clear.
Hi,
Mm.
Kuya.
We're just shooting the breeze, clear.
Hmm.
Yeah, we're just shooting the breeze tonight. So we're gonna be
Taking it
doing.
easy.
We've just been so busy. Everyone's been so busy. So
Hmm.
we haven't been able to do a live for a
Hmm.
while. So but we're gonna get back into the swing of things. You know.
Mm. Hopefully, we'll be having what you call it, a link up, a meetup soon, or
Yeah.
sometime over the summer.
Over the
Hopefully.
summer. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, that'll be good.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know. I
So
saw.
if
I
you
saw. I'm
if
gonna
you
check.
guys have any questions or anything, just write them down in the comments. Any questions, concerns, anything, we'll try our best to answer it about
Mm,
anything. Hmm.
yeah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. But yeah, that traffic from Sunfest, I'm not looking forward to it.
Yeah. I can imagine. Can,
Hmm.
can imagine.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
we're gonna have a link up. Clear. It doesn't matter about what and where.
Hmm. Hmm.
You know.
Hmm. We usually do it for what, about a weekend, so hopefully we can do the same thing for about a weekend somewhere.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And obviously because it's summertime, we have to think about what that would look like really in terms of yeah people making it accessible for everyone.
Right.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
But yeah.
Mm-mm.
But yeah,
We'll
man. So,
see.
yeah, we'll see. So and obviously, like I said, depending on where, with north coast, west, east.
Hmm.
But going to the east, the road is pretty nice. I don't know if you've been around there.
Let me see. The last time I went, I came from. Where did I come from?
Mm,
I was going towards. I don't know where I was going a lot. No, I came from Kingston and I was going around
mm,
um to Clarendon. And I noticed they were fixing the road up there, and then I was just seeing something else talking about St. Thomas.
yeah, the road is as much as there's been a lot of problems in regards to the road actually being done. It's a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful piece of road, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
even coming from, I did going to through Poros. That's not finished yet, but
Yes,
the
yes.
section of that is really nice. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
when the road network is done,
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be an it's gonna be easy to get around. And I know
Mm-hmm.
that they're building a bypass for Mobile, aren't they?
Yeah, they're building allegedly building a bypass back there in Mobay.
Mm.
Okay. What is the best way to contact Tansy about
I thought
job
Jamaican
hunting?
Hoe is not a returnee.
Yes, she does remote, the
Yeah,
remote work.
I was just about to emphasize. It's remote work she does, not local job hunting.
Mm-hmm.
It's not local job hunting. Yeah, so depending on what you're looking for locally, because it's something that we always say we try to encourage people to start their own business, for example, rather than job hunting. But
Mm-hmm.
what is it that you're looking for? And Tans is the one who does remote working. I want not local. We really know the local.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know.
And the best way to reach out to her would be by email. You can send. Actually, you can just send the email to. Let me see. Oh, okay. So you can actually just send an email to her. Her
Oh.
email is latanzia@berjamaica.com.
Mm.
So it's LATANZIA at berjamaica.com. I'll write it in the comments afterwards. Hmm.
And she can help with that. Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Or if you're in the community, okay. You're welcome. Or if you're in the community, you can send her a message. That's another way. But
Yeah.
okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So it's yeah. So like I said, the roads are pretty. They're gonna be very good. I know the St. Thomas people had a problem, with
Mm-hmm.
yeah, which is understandable. Because I think the way they did it was like how they did in Kingston, which is mad. You can't just do a project like that. You have to feed the project in. I guess
Right.
they're in a hurry, but yeah, they've done the sort of yeah. It's the road is nice. It's nice
Mm-hmm.
road, nice road, nice road, nice road, nice road.
I with the bypass, I keep hearing people talk about the bypass, but to actually see them do anything, I haven't seen it.
I saw the plan.
Oh,
They had a
you
big
seen
up.
the plan?
Yeah, I've seen the plan. I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to remember. I can put my hand on it, but I saw the plan. It was
Mm-hmm.
done in a document, and you know,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
They, I mean, like it. I guess it took a long. They've been planning that bypass for the past
yeah, a long time.
10
Yeah,
years at least. Yeah.
yeah, a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing,
Mm-hmm.
one thing I'll say about this administration, though, they said they're going to do something to try to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I,
so
I certainly hope so.
yeah.
But where they have people letting off at, I hope they do something to that road over there because that traffic
Mm,
over there where it would let off at is ridiculous. So
mm, mm,
they need
mm,
to do something about the congestion that's in
mm.
up in that area, up in the clock in Westgate area. They need to do
Right,
something about that traffic. Mm-hmm.
right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but like I said, I know, and for example, like if you're going Morant Bay, they're building a
Mm-hmm.
bypass from Morant Bay too,
Okay.
because
Okay.
yeah, same kind of traffic issue.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm, mm, mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But,
start to regenerate the east.
mm-hmm.
Mm.
You know they're building that Hard Rock Hotel out there by Iberostar.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
serious.
Yeah,
Okay,
seriously. Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So it's right next to it. I'm like, okay. Then they're going to build then it's that other one out in Hanover. The Princess, that's a super one.
Yeah, yes. I know they're building
Mm-hmm.
up another big house. Okay, what's highway to Mobile from Kingston to St. Elizabeth?
Mm-hmm.
The highway is going around to going all the way towards the grill. All the way,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, going all straight all the way to the grill.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've already started. I think they've already completed the from Montego Bay to where is it again? Uh, Sav, I think somewhere there along there, a long corridor that they've also
Yeah.
developed.
Mm-hmm.
But I know I was like I said, I was on the road to Port on the highway to Poros,
Mm-hmm.
going towards Mandeville, and that is coming out very nicely,
Okay.
mm, very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's going to be so much easier to get around, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what's funny? I like those old roads that's back in Manchester and St. Elizabeth and
Yeah,
Trelawney. I love those little old roads back there. Those are my favorite.
yeah. That's funny you should say that. I was coming back from Calabash, and I ended
Mm-hmm.
up in Mandeville cars. So I'm going through Mandeville. So I'm trying to
Mhm.
bypass Mandeville, I'm gonna take a wrong turn.
Uh-huh.
And so when I got through, I asked him, say, yo, I'm gonna get back to Kingston. I say, just follow the road, go straight home, man. And it's funny enough, and it's not a road I normally take. Um,
Mhm.
and I ended up going down this, like I said, those curve roads, and you know what I mean,
Mhm.
like a really old road. And
Mhm.
I got back onto the highway. Yeah, it was
Mhm.
interesting taking a drive because I haven't driven through Bogwalk in a long time, for example.
Okay.
Because it's
Okay.
a highway, right? So
Right. Right.
I haven't driven through Bogwalk in a long time.
Mhm. Mhm.
I got through the hill and stuff like that.
Mhm.
No bypass Linston and anything. I haven't done that in a long time.
Mhm. Mhm. I
You know,
haven't.
go through Fern Gully. Mm.
Mhm. Yeah, I haven't. I haven't done that either. The last time I went up to when I went, what did I go up to Fern Gully for? I think I was giving somebody a tour up there, and then I turned around, but I didn't go much further.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I
Yeah.
think I went. I turned by Walkerswood and turned around.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a nice. There's a nice eating spot in Walkerswood, too, you know. Right.
It
Right. To one.
is.
Yeah. Yeah, man. There's a nice eating spot. Like I said, I haven't been on that side for a long time, so I don't even know if it's still there. But it's. I think it's Walkerswood. I think it's a Walkerswood outlet, and
Okay.
they sell food and all the Walkerswood. You know what I mean? Spices and
Okay.
stuff like that. Yeah, man.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, that drive is that was a nice drive actually. But like I said,
Mm-hmm.
I've done that in a long time since the highway opened.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The highway opened. It only takes you 45 minutes to go to Ochi, so you know it really drive
Mm-hmm.
through the hill kind of long,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
kind
Mm-hmm.
of long, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I've done it in a long time. I must do it though. I must do it again.
Mm-hmm. I like those little nice old roads.
Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
I've done it in a long time.
Mm-mm. They be nice and cool and sweet and full of greenery and I don't know,
Yeah.
it's just like a nice when you have time and you have gas.
Yeah, exactly. I've done it in a long time.
Mm.
Uh, you know.
Mhm.
Oh wow. Went back home. No, but it's have a persevere. Just take your time, drive, go skyline.
Mhm.
Yeah. Definitely
Mm.
just take your time. That's one. Well. I don't. I try those kind of roads. I try not to drive at night. You know,
Mhm.
because it can be kind of scary. You know what I mean? Drive.
Mhm.
If you're not
I
familiar with it,
right. That's the other thing too. You have to be familiar with the road in order
yeah,
you have to know the road when
yeah,
to drive it
yeah,
at night when it's all windy and going up.
exactly. If you're familiar with it,
Mhm.
after you're familiar with
Mhm.
it.
Mhm.
The skyline is That's I must admit I smoke
Mhm.
what she can just also feel driving up the road. Driving up the road.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But
I know. I know one thing. The funny thing is, I don't like to drive up Long Hill, the one from down at the light in Montego Bay going up to Anchovy
oh right.
at
Yeah.
night. I don't
Yeah.
like to do it at night.
I try not to drive at
Mhm.
night.
Mhm. But it's a lot better than what they used to since they straightened it out.
Yeah.
Um, and then also since um, I remember when the sugar trucks used to come down, and it
Right.
was always a sugar truck that would break down on the side of the road. But now since they then moved everything over to Hanover, Westmoreland, they
Yeah.
take the other way down. So,
Where it's scared to drive a spur tree. That
Spurtree.
is
Ooh,
that is
you, you
that is
know
and
what's
it's not bad, you know. I must admit, it's not as bad
mhm,
as Junction Road. Because Junction Road
mhm,
worse. Junction Road
mhm,
worse by 10 times worse. It's
mhm.
spur tree does. There's just one particular kind of on spur tree you have to care for. You know what I mean?
You know what I always try to figure out? You know that house when you that's right there when you make a turn, it's like you make a deep it's a deep corner
Yeah,
and it's a
yeah,
house right there. I'm like, how the heck do these people live here? I think it's like a yellow house and it has this
yes,
big
it
gate
is.
with a long driveway. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
how do these people live here?
yeah. I know, right? That
Mhm,
sounds crazy, but yeah, the Junction Road is worse. I think Junction Road is the worst road you can drive on. Day and night.
mhm, mhm,
Yeah,
mhm,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, day and night. After Junction Road, you have to have the wits around you. Yeah, man, I tell you.
mhm,
Yeah, man.
mhm,
Yeah.
mhm,
It's worse than Spread Tree. You have
mhm.
to, worse than Spread Tree.
You know what other road is not all that great, but I think because people be speeding and it's full of potholes. But when you're coming from St. Elizabeth, going around to where they sell the fish, which I can't remember
Border,
right now.
border.
Yeah, the border. Yeah,
Yeah,
border.
yeah,
That piece of road right there from
yeah,
St. Elizabeth to
yeah,
Westmoreland,
yeah.
it's not all that great.
Yeah.
Because it's full of potholes, and then what happens is people start speeding around in trucks and overtaking.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I know, yeah. Border, going to what border?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, man. The new highway will change a lot of. It will be safe.
Mm-hmm.
It will be easier and safer. Way.
Yeah.
Well, if you're a safe
Mm-hmm.
driver, but you have mad drivers what speeds,
Mm-hmm.
but it
Mm-hmm.
will make it easier to drive.
Mm-hmm. A lot.
Than
Yeah, a lot
yeah,
easier.
a lot easier, a lot easier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that new highway will make it a lot easier. You know,
Mm-hmm.
as it made it easier going, like I said, from Kingston to Orchard, 45 minutes, and then all along the north coast, it's pretty easy,
Mm-hmm.
it's very easy to drive now. You know.
Yeah.
Mm.
I remember
Mm.
when I used to come to Kingston, I used to fret because I'd be like, well, I might as well just stay down there because
Yeah,
of,
yeah.
mm-mm.
I remember, like you. I remember the days when the north coast wasn't what it is today.
Right, right.
You pass in some towns, you have to go around some road and
Mm-hmm,
man, I
mm-hmm,
remember now
mm-hmm.
it's just one straight drive more or less.
Yes,
You go right
yes.
to the right man take a day.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
the old highway when you pass by, people be out with they with they with their goods when you passing
Yeah.
by because the
Yeah,
potholes
exactly.
is
Exactly.
big like this
Yeah,
and you have to
exactly.
take
Yeah.
your time and
Yeah,
so they
yeah,
be
yeah.
out like
Yeah,
this.
that's right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, man,
Mhm.
true, man. True.
Mhm. Mhm.
But no, it's a stark contrast to what it was before. And
Mhm.
I guess like I said, when you pass by oh gosh, also I forgot it now, man. When you go to oh man, the food place. See, you haven't been through there a long time, The food place called again, man. When you're going to the old road when you used to go to Ochi. Damn.
Um,
Oh no, don't forget.
would
See, call
they
long
be
time.
out?
No man, when you come into like when you go here before you hit front garden and stuff like that, when you're going through the hill, there's the food place where you stopped. Oh man.
I
What
can't
was-
think of it, but I know where you're talking about.
Yeah. So which is a pity. You could get some good food out there.
Mhm.
But
Mhm.
but that's lost now, because
Mhm.
not as many people go through there again.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's a pity though.
Mhm. Mhm.
You want to go to Blue Mountain.
Mhm.
You cannot. Well, the road is rough. You need a good 4x4 to go Blue Mountain. Yeah, yeah. You need a good 4x4 to go Blue Mountain.
Boy, Kwame, one time I left Montego Bay.
Yeah,
I went and picked up Nick in St. Elizabeth, drove around through Manchester, through Cave, came down through St. Anne, and went to St. Mary.
yeah.
Spent the night, got up the next day, and drove to Portland. My friend lived in Cascade, so I
Yeah.
went all the way
Okay.
up. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the highway, like I said, the highway is gonna take away a lot of the pressure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah. With the Blue Mountain, like you just have to take your time and
yeah,
don't be too much in a rush and have your gas.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
No. You know what I like about the Blue Mountains? When you driving up, and then you look over and you see the river.
Yeah. Of course. Well, you do, but like I said, if it Junction Road is like going up to one of the Blue Mountains to a good extent.
Mhm.
You just have to take your time and navigate and maneuver. Yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
and know how to just take your time, really.
Mhm.
That's all you can do.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, yeah, you
Mhm.
push out there and I look over precipice, just realize, I'll go over there.
Mhm. Mhm.
you know?
Yeah,
Uh,
basically just take your time, use your horn, and enjoy.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
And if you get lost, there's always somebody out there to point you in the right direction.
You're in the right direction. I remember once
Mhm.
when I was going to Junction, and the road is black, called a truck turnover. And
And
as you said, they had to divert through and Key and Peace. Come off of the hill through one. Yeah, man, it's until they come back round, and there was always somewhere. I mean, if somewhere black, there's always somewhere you can go to get back to it. I mean, my man was black, yeah, man, black man, and have to go down the hill and through some Key and Peace and come round and go round and till we come back on the road again. Yeah, man, it was just really driving that.
Boy, the driving and the driving.
Yeah, man, carry on. What's the fun? But like I say, you just have to be composed and know, just know yourself as a driver and try to try and predict other drivers around you, Yeah, you have to be very aware.
And stay far from the taxi.
I stay far from the taxi. I was driving when I was in a friend of mine came over from the UK, and so we had to do a lot of business over in the west, by Westmoreland, Hanover. So driving, and I think we're heading into St. Elizabeth. So I drive now, and I come off. I can't remember which other people were, and I saw a taxi behind me, So the taxi, we're driving, I drive. I'm the taxi behind me. I said, taxi come right up behind me. I say, no more of them will overtake me, right? And then I say, like a woman stand up to the other side of the road in front of the car. So I see her, so I know say a taxi show up on, My gosh, man, the taxi man though, they're not waiting,
Yes.
The taxi waiting, The man fly around me,
and then stop.
Literally stop. And we're going to go clip,
Yes.
And literally stop in front of me to pick up woman, And if I wasn't aware, I'd end up in his back.
Of course.
Come on. I tell him, I said, look at that. I'm telling my sister, I said, I already knew that he was going to do that. So I knew she was the passenger. I knew that he was going to fly by me to pick up. And he did exactly that. I was too much time fast, man. I was going to end up in his back. That's man, I tell you, being a driving on Jamaican roads. And the man in drive slow.
No, they don't know what name's slow.
No, sir, they're gonna drive slow.
All through, you think when they would slow down, like when it's raining or when it's dark, empty road, they put their feet to the floor.
They put their feet to the floor. So, yeah, man. So you have to be aware. That's the only thing you have to be aware. And like I said, if you're driving on narrow roads, like you say, you blow your hand before you hit a corner. Somebody's aware on the corner, but you take your time.
Because it's always a truck around it. Believe you me, somebody delivery truck or some truck that took a shortcut.
And they're gonna cut the corner. So you have to be aware. Come on, I tell you, Yeah. But like I said, but with all these highways now, it should make it easier.
A lot easier than way before, boy.
Yeah. But yeah, man. But yeah. 820.
Yeah. I want some more holidays to come up. We don't have enough holidays.
No, we don't until August.
No, not until August. My kids, they're getting ready to start doing their final exams next week after next, I think, or next week. Yeah, I think they start next week.
Okay.
So
they're looking forward.
Yeah, they're looking forward. Me too. But the best thing is I don't have any graduations this year. Last year I had 3.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I don't have any this year. I had 1 from high school and 2 from primary last year. So this year I don't have any. Right. And then next year I got 2.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
So I'm okay. And then.
So what are going to be doing over the summer?
Okay, so I know the 2 high schoolers, I'm gonna send them they have a math camp, so I'm gonna send them to math camp for a week.
Right.
And then I know Nick said he gonna go take them down to St. Elizabeth, so go spend 2 weeks down there.
Okay. Nice. Nice, nice.
But my 17-year-old, she's working. So
Right.
hmm she even made the paper, but it was just a picture of her, but they were talking
Okay.
about her store. So
Okay.
hmm and it's funny because she works
Right.
in the restaurant in the tourist sector, well, tourist
Mm,
area. So basically a lot of tourists come over. And
mm.
because she has exposure to my American accent, she can understand them.
Right, 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 right,
Mhm.
right,
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
Oh man.
Mhm.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Mhm.
That's nice.
Mhm. Mhm. So
That's nice.
so she likes it there, and I'm happy for her. So
Good.
mhm.
Good, good, good.
Mhm. Her first
Good.
little job. So mhm.
Hey, Keisha, you got a question there, Ash?
Oh, um, I have not been to. I have not been up there, but I pass it when I go to Saint Elizabeth.
Mm. Yeah,
Um,
I'm familiar with it, but I've never, but I'm funny, I've never been actually. It's one of the places I plan to go. I tend to look to
mhm,
go towards more town or Nanny town. Because
mhm,
those are this side.
mhm.
More town, anyway.
I've been there. I've been there twice because I know I went up there once, and then I went up there another time for the New Year celebration.
Right.
But I haven't. Then I remember when COVID, everything was kind of shut down. I haven't been back up since in a long time since COVID and since they reopened. Mhm.
Yeah, and of course, there's more than one maroon town in Jamaica.
Mhm. 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 Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
but but yeah,
Mm-mm.
yeah, I tend to go to yeah, a compound.
Mhm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, a compound,
Mm-mm.
more town, Charlestown, Scots Hall. Yeah,
Mhm.
those are the towns. Mm. The other
Mm-mm.
ones are smaller ones, aren't it? Scots Hall and Charlestown.
Mhm.
Uh, the smaller ones.
Wait, don't they have Moortown too? Or am I
Yes,
tripping?
okay. More, no,
More.
you got more town, Charlestown, and Scots Hall, and a compound town. Compound.
Okay.
I think the compound is the biggest one.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, there's so much to do and so much to explore. You know,
Mhm.
mm.
Mhm.
So much to explore. There's a yeah, there's a lot. So for example, I'm gonna be doing a boat trip to Goat Island.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see what that's like. You know,
Mhm.
mm. Yeah. So they do day trips to Goat Island and they can book that and stuff.
Have you ever been out to when you were up here? Have you ever been out to the island that's out in the grill where they take you out and go cook and stuff?
Wait, which one? Which island?
I don't know the name of it. It's just out. It's just out there, and they go
Okay.
out and they go cook. They go set up and cook.
Yeah, there's probably about there's quite a number of islands around Jamaica. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's quite a small islands, I should say. Um,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. I think Goat Island is the biggest one,
The
if
biggest
I
one
remember rightly. Yeah,
because they have Goat Island and they have Monkey Island, right?
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Mhm.
and they got
Mhm.
Navy Island, which is out in Portland.
Okay.
Hmm.
I guess they haven't named the ones in the wait. It's called Booby K. That's it.
Okay.
Mhm. Booby
Okay.
K.
The village Maroons are a different tribe. They're all Maroons, but they have different colonels for the village where they're at. And I think
Mhm.
and yeah, so they have different colonels. So they have a council of colonels that talk about issues on the Maroon behalf. So they're not a different tribe per se, but they have different villages.
Mhm.
Yeah. So you have different villages all over the island.
And remember, the makeup is from different tribes, so they
Exactly.
all
Exactly.
became one
Yeah.
because the maroon they left,
Yeah.
and so they were marooned, and so once they marooned, that's how they became the
Yeah.
maroons.
Maroons. Yeah, that's right. Because
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
But
Just, you know, I just watched. Did I just watch something? I think I just watched something recently, and they were talking about the Maroons in Jamaica.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. Mhm. Then I watched something else, and they were talking about the different foods in Jamaica.
right.
But yeah, they were talking about the Maroons. You know what's funny? It's a lot of people that I run into, or people that I bring on tours. They
Yeah.
absolutely positively have no idea about the transatlantic slavery and how it
Serious.
was here in Jamaica. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Mhm, mhm, mhm. Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So they don't. I mean, because in the states, we're pretty much taught that it was here. They don't really
Mm,
give. I mean, in the U.S., so they don't really give too much
mm,
about the other countries that
okay.
it was in.
That's
And then
interesting.
yeah, and so now it's less and less, and so you pretty much don't find out until you find out on your own as an
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. That's
Mhm.
interesting. I noticed there was an issue in Florida around around the same thing in terms of education. They're trying to get rid of
Mhm.
African American history
Yeah.
in schools. It's got to about how the hell can you do that? How the hell can you get
Mhm.
rid of African American history in schools?
Mhm.
Well,
Mhm.
it's an integral part of being in America, of being an
Right.
American.
All right. Completely obliterated. I mean, I'm just like,
What?
okay. I mean, it's just weird. It's weird up there.
I said to myself, man, you know, I said,
Mhm.
how the hell can you just want to dismiss something that's been vital to the development of the country?
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
you know, crazy
And I
man.
I firmly believe that's why it's so many issues surrounding that over there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I agree with you. I think funny because as you know, this award-winning thing that I've been on, and the
Mhm.
story that I've written is a mixture of elements of African diaspora stories,
Mhm.
and the judges have said that that's what really jumps out at them was the different elements that I mixed to create a story,
Mhm.
and that's what I
Mhm.
found fascinating. And I said to myself, look at that, you know. So they said so there are elements of people, the people who don't know, like you said, who don't know
Right.
and 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 have no awareness of
Mhm.
of of our stories. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Mhm.
Mm,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm. Mhm. Most definitely. Most definitely.
Um, but then again, to a great extent, that I would also say that Jamaicans, because even though we know we're descendants from Africa, we don't know the true stories of what that means or what that entails, until we go to
Mhm.
Africa. I really do believe that.
Mhm.
I do believe that
Mhm.
until you won't know until you've been
Mhm.
and you've
Mhm.
seen the slave forts and all where
Mhm.
people were transported from, until you have that
Mhm.
experience, then you'll know.
Mhm.
But until then, we really don't know.
No, no, you don't. It
Mm,
it the same thing in the States. It doesn't, because you're so busy living your life. I mean, they have,
mm,
and then especially deep because it was concentrated in the South, and
mm.
then you go, if you're from out west, you don't correlate, and it doesn't
Yeah,
click.
exactly,
Mhm. Mhm.
exactly. It does. It
Mhm.
doesn't. It
Mm-mm.
doesn't. And we are rich for it. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
The
Mhm.
connections are there. Very.
Mhm.
The links are there.
Mhm.
The links are there. It's in its entirety. You know.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, exactly. But there's examples of us everywhere. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But yeah, my dear.
Yeah.
Times,
Yes.
times, times, times isn't. She's jumping
Hmm.
on. No, times there. She said she.
She's coming.
It looks like it.
Okay. Mhm. Yes, Samuel Sharp. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. He's statue by Morant there. The real some shoved up by, you can see statue by Moravian Courthouse.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. He's and funny enough, and what grieves me though is that, which a lot of people don't know, because he wasn't the only one in terms of being a freedom fighter.
Mhm.
There was a slave, runaway slave called Mansoon out in the East End,
Mhm. Mhm.
better known as Three Finger Jack.
Okay.
And there used to be a monument to him out by where they built the new highway now. And I said, where's the monument? I think that, I don't know why they took it down. But I do know they took it down. Took it down because of the highway been built there. But I'm hoping that they re-erect it, because not a lot of people know that he terrorized plantation owners out in the East.
Mhm.
Sam Shah did. He actually murdered quite a number of white people, slave plantation owners and stuff like overseers, and
Mhm.
it became notorious because of it. You know what I mean? You could more or less say he's probably one of the first kind of bad man Jamaica had at the time.
Uh-huh.
But his story is fascinating too, and it's not well known. It's not well,
Mhm.
but he was called Three Finger Jack because, well, he was in a fight, through his fighting cut off one of his fingers, but he killed a person in the end, you know. But he became notorious out in the
Mhm.
East, for
Mhm.
yeah for you know for for terrorizing landowners on that side. Yeah, man. They had to send
Mhm.
they had to send a contingent of soldiers after him, which then they got him into killing in the end. Hmm.
Mhm.
Monsoon, yeah,
Mhm.
Three Finger Jack, you know.
Mhm. It's interesting how a lot of our yeah, like a lot of our history has been hidden, as Kuya saying. Uh,
Mm.
just so much. You know what I also find interesting, how um even though they were countries apart, how it was a lot of the rebellions going on at the same time in the US and Jamaica and the other islands.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of landowners who came from the Great Britain, from the United Kingdom.
Mhm.
Yeah. Funny enough, there were many English and Scottish and Irish.
Mhm.
Don't have a lot of Welsh, but you had those are the ones who really came from that.
Mhm.
Mm.
Mhm.
And yeah, and eh,
Hey, Tansy. Oh, I like your hair, girlfriend. It's
Thank
cute.
you.
Hey.
Hello.
hello, hello, stranger.
I'm late as usual.
Mhm. Mhm.
Late.
So it go.
How you doing?
So, how y'all
How you
doing?
doing, Tans? How you doing, Tans?
Huh?
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I've been working like crazy.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
That question was asked of you actually earlier on.
What
Hmm.
question?
A remote working question.
Just
Oh,
just how to get in touch with you about remote
Yeah.
work.
okay. You gotta
Mm.
join the community.
Mm.
Gotta join the community. But I'm here to warn you. Just because it's remote work, you will not be working on the beach. That is not part of it. You will sometimes work long hours.
Mm.
So,
Yeah,
what
yeah,
y'all got
yeah.
going on?
Well,
Hello, everybody.
we're just sitting here shooting a breeze, just
Yeah,
shooting a breeze, just catching up.
that's right.
Mhm. So
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now, we're just talking about a little bit of the history
Oh,
Mm.
which
post
is
freedom,
okay.
pre-freedom, free
Okay.
freedom.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all dropping knowledge on the people.
Uh, they dropping knowledge on us.
Oh, shit.
Hey, hey, Rick. Good night, sir.
Uh-huh. Oh, well, on there.
No, no
Yeah,
working on the
working
beach.
on the beach.
I could tell you from firsthand experience. I did try it, but It's very distracting. The sand starts getting the keyboard, then the keyboard doesn't want to work. It's a whole. It's hectic. It's real
Yeah,
hectic. You don't want
find a
to.
location where there's no sign.
Huh?
But by the beach, you can find a location like a I don't know, like a cafe or a bar, and I work remotely in a bar like that.
Yeah. So I have worked remote at some of the bars that's like right on the beach, but it's still very distracting because it's people behind you. They ordering
True.
drinks, they ordering
True,
food.
true.
They got the music playing.
No, that's true.
You're not really gonna get any work done because at some point you're gonna order some alcohol and then you're gonna close that laptop and it's all over. It is all over. It's so distracting.
Oh wow.
Very distracting.
Yeah.
I mean, if if you the type of person that can block all of that out, then by all means, I'm not that person. I mean, at one point I was like, yeah, just bring me a Sorrow Red Stripe, thanks. Close the computer. It was like, just started chilling. So, no.
I know I had a tendency to stare at the water. Like I'd be wanting to go lay back in that chair and stare at the water. Next thing I know, I'm asleep.
I said, well chilled.
Yeah, I would stare at the water too, but I wouldn't go to sleep. But it's like you don't get any work done because now your brain is just like off to something else. It's not thinking about any of the tasks that you need to complete at that time. It's not good at all. So
not working.
No.
Your intention is to work, but it doesn't work.
Yes. And even when I was in Treasure Beach, so sometimes I would go to Jake's. I would walk to Jake's because I wasn't that far away from Jake's. Yeah. So I wasn't that far from Jake's. I would walk to Jake's and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna work at Jake's. And I would work in the front. I wouldn't work in the back that's on the water. I would work
yeah.
But still, even like the scenery of Jake's, you just there and you looking.
Yeah.
And then you got the smoothie man that has the little place like not too far away. So then you see people buying the smoothies, and then the waitresses are coming and they like, you want to order? And I'm like, y'all gonna make me order some liquor. That's what's gonna happen. If I order any alcohol, it is all over. No work.
This is a nice chill out spot.
Yeah.
Yeah, really nice chill out spot. Yeah, I can't see nobody doing no work there to tell it the truth.
Yeah, you have to be real disciplined. So I did have a few days where I was very disciplined, where instead of just bringing my small earplugs, I would bring my, the earphones that just went over. So this way, like, it was almost like a sign to the waitresses and the waiters, like, okay, she working, like, don't disturb. And then the people that are there, they don't try to talk to you. So you have to do extra things so that you could just be focused. But once I had a few days where I did focus, but once it was over, I was like, yeah, can I get a red stripe, please? Once it's all over.
Okay, Mocha. Okay. She's where's the mountain woman, Mocha? Still in the mountain.
Still in the mountain.
She couldn't join us tonight. She's a little behind doing life, so settling in, those type of things. And Kuya said she loved Treasure Beach.
I love Treasure Beach too.
Yes, it is nice.
I love
Pedro Plains coming down the hill and looking across. It's the rolling hills and everything else. It's really, really a nice location. Really nice location. And the community, it is a community, Yeah, it is a community. You can feel it, you get that feel as soon as you come down and come into Treasure Beach.
Yeah.
Really, really. Yeah. So it's interesting. It's interesting in terms of different places that you go in Jamaica and the things that you experience. But Treasure Beach, man, nice location.
And I was there for 2 years. So
okay.
So everybody know your name.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. And that's not a good thing. You know, in Cheers, they made it seem like it was a good thing. It's not a good thing when you want to work. No, it's not, because at 11 o'clock, they be trying to be like, oh, come on, let's go down to the bar. I have to work. I cannot go down to the bar with y'all. No. They'd be like, close your laptop, man. No, I need money. I need money. Now I can't close the laptop. I need some money.
Her internet's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. This Jamaican and didn't caught up or catching up, to be exact.
Yeah, because she couldn't make today. That's all. But she done. Well, no, the internet's fine. She's fine.
She's loving it.
Yeah, exactly. She is. She is.
In the mountains.
Yeah.
I done moved up to the bush. I'm almost in rural St. James. I'm not too far. But I'm still in Montego Bay.
Ooh. Well, I do. It's like I want to move to the mountains, and I don't. I don't know. I'm like back and forth.
Yeah, I ain't gonna move to no mountain. I'd rather move to one of the sea.
Because I really want to be near the water too.
Yeah, that's me. I want to be near the water.
Okay.
So I'm just like,
I don't mind the mountain, but I prefer water.
Yeah. You
know.
See, I like the river more than the sea, so I'll take the river anytime, no matter where it is. So Kuya said she loved that you got that real Jamaican country living, Tansy.
I did cold showers and all. The goats coming down the street, the cows in the street. I loved it. The only time I had an issue was when that dang on rooster start crowing and I'm on a call. I'm like, really? You couldn't crow before I got on the call? Dang. I gotta let everybody know where I'm at. God. But it was good though. It was good. I mean, food.
Treasure Beach is nice, like I said. Treasure Beach is nice.
Yeah. And I like that you could actually get food like straight from the farmers there.
Yeah.
Set up little stands. You just get your food straight from the farmers, and it was like it's good. It was good.
Yeah.
It was really good. Yes, the goats and the roosters and the cows, everything.
You know, one thing that I do like about the country is the amount of shops or cook shops that use wood fire, so the food always be hitting with the wood fire.
True.
And fresh. And fresh.
True.
Yeah.
And majority of places you do go, somebody can cook. You know what I mean? You know? Yeah, somebody's a good cook. You know? I've never been, I can say hand in hand, probably about once or twice that I've been anywhere where the food wasn't all that. But the majority of the time, even street food. Good, man. Good.
And it be seasoned. Oh, God, it be seasoned
to perfection.
Lord, it be seasoned. And it be some simple thing, but it be seasoned like nobody business.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But y'all gonna make me move back. Move back. It's bad enough I be missing hearing the water putting me to sleep, because where I lived, it was close enough to the water to where I was listening to the waves crashing.
Okay.
That still put me to sleep at night. It was bad enough. Like, y'all gonna make me move back to Treasure Beach so I can just go on back to my country living. I just got to get a place with hot water this time. Oh my God. Certain times of the year that water be too cold. You gotta stand
you get used to it, man. You get used to it.
I never got used to it.
Serious?
No, I never got used to it. I would just deal with it. I would be freezing cold taking a shower, but I never got used to it. I craved I craved hot water.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
You know, the funny thing is, I moved to the place with the hot water, but then after I got there, it didn't really make a difference.
Hmm.
So I'm fine with the cold water now.
Hmm.
Rick said, "Give him the mountains." Me too. Me too. Yes, the cold water is good for the body. Make you feel nice and fresh.
Hmm.
That was not my experience with the cold water.
Yeah, I love cold water. Yes, I'm a brave officer. Screen up all your face and
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I would stand there and
put on
literally
the toe and then you put your foot and then
Man.
your leg and then
yes.
you know.
You gotta count your way in, like put in one leg,
Yeah.
wash, rinse out, put it up. You gotta count your way in. The water be so cold. Like, oh my God, why do I keep doing this to myself?
You know, I think I was crazy. I used to take my showers at 11 o'clock at night because I was up.
No, sir.
Man.
I will wait until the sun was up in the middle of the day
and take it.
because it'll make it a little bit warmer, but it was too
Yeah.
cold.
Yeah,
But
it'll be
I
warm.
learned real early on taking showers at night. Oh my God, I would just be freezing. I would just be standing there and I have to count. I'd be like, okay, Tansy, you could do it. You could do it. You got to shower. You got to shower. I'd be like one arm and I'm like, oh my God. But it was too much. It was too much. I was like, oh. I learned. Take a shower when the sun is up. Let that water get a little warm to it. It's still cold, but it's not as cold. Then you'd be all right. I still had to count myself in though. I have to count. Make myself put my body in. Thing was cold. Like,
Rick said he remembered growing up and making up his mind to go under the water.
Yes. You do. Especially when I wanted to wash my hair, I would just stand there and just count and be like, okay, I got it. And I would just stand under the water and I would be freezing, but I would just I gotta wash my hair. Gotta do. Like, oh. God.
Hey, you seen I've been watching TVJ? I've been watching TV. I know Tando's in the movie.
I don't be watching TVJ. I don't watch TV.
I don't watch TV either.
Why? What happened?
Because I'm on the trailer for tomorrow morning.
Oh, okay.
So you're on TVJ tomorrow morning at what time? Let everybody know.
Yeah, I'm on TVJ tomorrow morning at 7:15.
Hey.
Sharing my successes.
Smile Jamaica.
Yeah, Smile
You're
Jamaica.
on Smile Jamaica. So what will you be talking about? Yes, the water takes your breath.
Don't watch tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning.
You gotta watch it and see.
Yeah, I'll be talking about it on the Commonwealth Short Story Prize.
Yay! Y'all know we have a world-renowned author on this panel.
Yeah,
Soon to be New York Times bestseller on this.
That's funny you should say that. I put that out there today, actually.
You did.
I did.
See?
I did.
There it is.
I did.
It was already floating around, just waiting.
Exactly. You know. So the trailer today have been showing me.
Okay.
Y'all tune in tomorrow. Smile Jamaica, TVJ, 7:15 a.m. That's Jamaican time. Yep. I don't know what time it is in the UK, but it will be
today 1:15 in the UK.
Okay. And then 8:15 a.m. in the US. On the West Coast.
Right. Okay.
I don't know about the East Coast.
Yeah, on the East Coast it should be
8:15.
12:15.
No, 8. East Coast? No, East Coast. East.
Yeah, 12:15.
No, 8. Because you're doing 7:15.
I'm sorry, no. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, 8:15. You're right.
8:15.
Yeah.
I'm on the West Coast. On the East Coast, it'll be 8:15. On the West
you're right. 8:15. Yeah. Thank you, HB.
5 on the West Coast. It'll be what? 5:15.
Okay.
So Amanda saying good night. Good night, Manda.
Good night, Manda.
we will be up and running again. Thank you, Koya. Yes. Thank you. Cool. And watch. Yeah. So, yeah, watch and get the full 100. Yeah?
Congratulations for that.
Yay! Kwame is like, finally.
I have to tell you the truth. I didn't set out to win anything. You know, just happened away there. You know, but what I will share is it's 8 times that I've entered, and this time, all the previous 7 times was when I was in the UK. And the one time I entered it was I'm in Jamaica. Within a year and a half, I've gotten success. Crazy. Crazy. But it got to show. There's a vibration here, I think. There's a great vibration here. Once you tap into it, you know. Yeah, once you tap into that vibration, man. So there's a wonderful creative vibration here.
Super creative.
Yeah, super. It takes you to another level, you know. Yeah, it takes you to another level. But what's that, Rick? You write analysis story? No, funny enough, you know, my earlier writings I did analysis stories. I need to find them, but I haven't for a long time. I haven't for a long time. I wrote children. As a matter of fact, I wrote a children's book, but I had on the USB, and the USB got corrupted, and that was that. You know, so yeah, it still got corrupted. So I haven't written an analysis story for a long time. A long time. A long time.
Gotta get back to it.
Yeah, there's a lot to write, you know, You know?
I think it's since I've been in Jamaica, I got 2 degrees online.
See?
I got a degree in travel marketing, and then I got a degree in business.
Yeah, see?
Nice.
Would that have happened while in the States?
No, it wouldn't have happened. Kuya said, do you self-publish?
Yeah, I do. I do self-publish. Everything I've done, actually. Everything I've done is self-published. No, I have done work for publishers. Does that make sense? Yeah. It was just cracking. Okay, let's see. Yeah, man. I write everything. I write everything. I write everything. So yeah, but I self-publish. All of my work is self-published.
Yeah, it's interesting how so like if you're a creative person, Jamaica just inspires you left, right, and center.
I'm telling you, like Tanzania just shared about the water, and that's the reason why I get drawn to water, because it gives you that vibration. It gives you that kind of, there's something that happens when you're close to water, or even the mountains, because I do go up to the hills sometimes. But there is a vibration, a creative vibration, you know. It enhances. Like I said, it's interesting how I did it. I haven't done anything marginally different from when I was in the UK. But since I've been home, something has happened to enable things to just transpire the way it has. And so, for example, and I share with people, can I remember, you know, Ian Fleming started writing James Bond here in Jamaica, in Portland. You know what I mean? I look at where James Bond is in terms of an international brand based on a book that was written here, you know what I mean? And then you have Marlon James, who was also successful recently. Then you have Colin Channel, who's also been a New York bestseller. So there's something about Jamaica when it comes to creativity. You know, and that's what I've said the entire Caribbean. There's some sort of vibration that happens in the Caribbean to enhance certain things, you know. But yes, Koya, I do it as a business. Yeah, I do. I'm a book mentor and coach, as well as a ghostwriter.
Okay, tell us about that.
What, being a book mentor?
Yeah, and it's a fee. So they sign up like on your website?
I haven't got a website yet, but we can work just the same. Yeah, basically what it is that a mentor or a coach, there's 2 things. A ghostwriter is somebody who writes strictly based on somebody wanting to write a memoir, for example. The ghostwriter will write the entire book. That means doing the transcript, everything. With a book mentor coach, it basically is that you help the person to write. So the person will write the pieces, and you edit and proofread, and until they have a complete book.
Okay.
So I do both, but a lot of people who have helped, a lot of mentees tend to be on not ghostwriter. I haven't got and ghostwriting is mainly for people who are, you know what I mean, celebrities or you know what I mean, that kind of stuff. You know, they would have a ghostwriter to help them to write the entire story because they don't have the time to write for themselves. Majority of other people tend to want to write their story, so they write, and I just help them along in terms of the content that they want to put together. That's the process, and there's a number of steps to the process. So the one is getting the content, which is writing the content. Second is getting the cover and the title done, and the third is basically having it published or self-published. And that is a self-publishing route. The publishing route is basically doing the same thing, but you have to find an agent or a publishing house that will like your work and then publish it. And that's a more difficult route, honestly.
Okay. So for those of you that have a book in you and you want to write, reach out to Kwame.
Yeah.
So he can be your book mentor.
Yeah. All right. I won't tell you on here. You have to contact me off here and I tell you what that is.
You gotta contact him for the cost.
So it's Kwame at
he gotta know what type of book you trying to write, how much time he got to put in with you. There's other factors in, you know what I mean, for the levels for pricing. So
and the email is, let me put in the email actually. I can put in the email.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so there is a fee, of course, but it's something that, like I said, I do. I am taking on clients at the moment because I only take on a number of clients at a period of time because of the way that's involved. And basically, then it's I tend to have clients on the waiting list and stuff, that kind of stuff. Clear's asked another question about Amazon working for. It works. Amazon is just the platform. You know what I mean? The author is the one who needs to let people know it's on the platform. You know, so there's work involved. Putting on Amazon is one. The second thing is to let people know that it's on Amazon, and that's where the work comes in. You know what I mean? So it's about marketing and PR and getting out there and reading parts of your work and doing stuff online in terms of visuals and videos and that kind of stuff. So there's a lot more work than just putting on Amazon. People need to know it's on Amazon to do the whole.
And so just like Kuya was saying, like, how is Amazon working for selling your books?
Well, that's having on the platform is one. Is the work comes when you tell people about that it's on the platform and how you do that, which is basically marketing. You know, so for example, our book, The Do's and Don'ts of Resettling in Jamaica is available on Amazon and Lulu. Those are both platforms that we encourage people to go and buy our book. And it's the same process. So the book is there, so you go and buy it. So you basically word of mouth as well as other marketing. That tool that you can
and
use.
Don't y'all forget, for those of you that want to relocate to Jamaica, that we also have a book that Kwame put together for us, and it's called The Do's and Don'ts of Living in Jamaica. It's like a how-to guide.
Let me get it.
It provides all sorts of resources that you need depending on what it is that you plan to do when you move to Jamaica, whether you are here and you're going to just rent or you want to purchase, you want to open a bank account. Everything is covered in that book. It's like a foundation for you relocating to Jamaica, whether you are, that's it, whether you are an expat or a repat. And that you can find our book on Amazon, The Do's and Don'ts of Resettling in Jamaica. So y'all pick up that book as well.
And if you already haven't, join us in the community at community.berjamaica.com.
Yes.
That Mocha, speaking of creativity, Mocha built that community from the ground up. So
exactly.
Speaking of creativity, and she had the time and the creativity and the drive, and she created the community.
Exactly. So Jamaica enhances that. I think Jamaica enhances that creative aspect, the creative gene. You know, so for example, in terms of us, there's a number of success stories that I know of other people repatriates who have returned to Jamaica. There's one in particular of someone who I know who came out to Jamaica about 7 years ago, and he came for a funeral. Funeral didn't come for him.
Mhm.
Of his uncle. And him and I think he came with his mother because it's her brother. And when they were returning back to London, you know, they reached the airport for him to go on a plane. And he said, you know what, I'm not going back. That's what he said. You know. Now, obviously, it's either for him because he's a rebuy, so you know, I mean, he's Jamaican heritage.
Yeah.
No, so he said he's not going back, and he didn't go back, you know, and what he had to do, I think he was a graphic artist in the States and that kind of stuff, so he didn't know what he was going to do, and he said, you know, I'm going to do some fashion stuff because he liked to dress up and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to do some fashion line, and within 5 years, you know, the man is now dressing celebrities like Coffee, Beanie Man. As a matter of fact, I was sharing with Aish earlier that at Calabash, he had a store that Angelina Jolie came to and bought from him. You know what I mean? Within 5 years.
Yes.
So things that he hadn't come.
Yeah, he just got felt the vibe and said, you know, I'm not going back. So his mother said, what do you mean not coming? I said, no, I'm not coming back. He's not going back. He went back to England on a holiday after that, but he said he's not going back. Yeah, man, and he built up his brand. His brand is called Tribe 9.
Okay.
And it now, like I said, it now dress celebrities. You know what I mean? He did that the other day. He did a video shoot with one of them dancehall artists, some top line dancehall, and he dressed the extras. Yeah, man. It's just, so that's one success story that I know of somebody who came to Jamaica and he decided he wasn't returning. And yeah, man, he's doing very, very well. You know, very well. As a matter of fact, he moved his business from just last week from Sharpwood to downtown, and downtown is now being the go-to spot,
right?
For renovation in terms of and all that kind of stuff in downtown Kingston, on the waterfront, I should say, kind of all the downtown. On the waterfront, is able to move the store to the waterfront, and it is up and coming. It is really a nice spot, nice area. That
Nice.
Man, so creativity can turn up, you know, can turn up.
Most definitely. Definitely.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Yeah. Any more questions?
Nah, silent.
Yeah.
So don't forget to join us in the community.
Kingston Hot. What's the Kingston Hot? HB. Mountain is cool and Kingston Portmore is hot.
Oh.
That's true. I'm at drink water. Time hot. Time is hot. Kingston is hot. Kingston's on a plane. It's between hills. That's the reason. That's the reason why Kingston's hot.
Okay.
So why Montego?
Go ahead.
Why Montego Bay hot? Well, it's the hills behind us, the sea in front of us.
Yeah. That's why.
And I think it's always people here. We got 200,000 people here.
Ooh.
Yeah. And that too. And gas and traffic jam. And because it's a cluster in a sense.
Yes.
You know? That's why it's hot.
It's too congested.
It is. It is congested.
I love Montego Bay.
We know you do, Mimi. We know you love Mobay. Ain't nothing moving you out of there.
No. I just think I like other areas too, but me and Montego Bay, this is my spot. Yeah, I'm a Montagonian.
Oh shucks.
I'm a Montagonian. Even though people have different opinions, I'm like, that's your opinion. I know what I know. Nice Montego Bay. Boy.
Everybody got any questions?
And don't seem so. Don't seem like.
All right. I'm gonna go to Kingston Night Market. Kingston has a night market every Tuesday.
Are you about to go to night market?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a night market, which is nice because you have art and craft and food and fashion, clothes, all sorts of stuff down there. You know, natural juices, natural food, all that kind of stuff. So nice. Yeah, so
That's
and
nice.
entertainment. Yeah, and entertainment. Yeah.
That sound like downtown Montego Bay every night. Why I like Montego Bay, Rick? I don't, because in my opinion, it's a perfect mix between city and country.
Yeah.
Because I can drive like 15 minutes to the south, and I could be in rural Jamaica. I mean, rural St. James, and I could be around cows. It could be open, and I could be by a river, and I could be in the hills, or anything that's basically available in Kingston. I can have this. The same thing is here in Montego Bay.
That's true. Kingston is a wider city. You get to come time before you get to that. Actually. Yeah, man. The night market is open until 11 o'clock. Yeah, night market is open until 11 o'clock.
Yay! Rapper said he loved Mobile too.
And I just made her night.
And I think also because the beach is right there as well, so it's like I can any direction I travel in, I can, I can have a nice little vibe. Even though I don't like the beach that much, but Yeah. So, and I don't know. I think also Montego Bay is small enough to navigate easy. Like downtown Montego Bay is easy to navigate. And by foot too, more than driving. So that's what I think.
Yeah. Because we're relocated to Kingston.
Okay. Kingston in the house.
Welcome, Rick, when you do make it. You know.
Where Tansy go?
Kingston's, yeah. Oh wow. Light gone?
Maybe. Perhaps. Probably.
Yeah. We had light went away yesterday. Yeah, light went away yesterday. Yeah, long time actually. Went away for about 45 minutes.
Okay.
Which is kind of rare nowadays.
Remember when it used to go away for days?
I know, right? I know. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. It's very rare. That's the second time since I've been home that's like gone. And I remember we used to have power outage for like
yeah. And it was off more than it was on.
Yeah. Power outage, man.
I tell people it's funny because I be telling people that Jamaica is a lot better as far than what it used to be.
I shared that with someone recently. Exactly. And I said, I remember the days when they used to marry food. And I said, what? I said, yeah, food had to be married. You couldn't go to the supermarket and buy one item. You had to buy the item and something else that you don't want. Or computer shut down. Computer shut down. So you couldn't go in and buy one item. You had to buy that item and something else. Or it would come out with the goods. And I said, I remember when they said the gas riots. Every time gas went up, road block and tire burn. You know what I mean? Yeah. I said, I remember when Kingston used to be burning ever so often. I said, I remember those days. Yeah, I said, so when Jamaica is now to where it was before, trust me. Come on. Much better.
And it's funny because people be like, oh, the ATM. I'm like, you used to have to go into the bank.
Exactly. Yeah,
and it wasn't a branch on the corner and then another branch around there. It was just one, and that was in a major area.
Exactly.
In the financial area.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, so Jamaica has come leaps and bounds from where it was. I remember times when you couldn't wear green or orange.
Right.
You're afraid somebody would do something. You know
right.
Yeah. I remember those days. So Jamaica has come a long way from those days.
It's hurt.
I was sharing. I said this. I said, and the customer said, "Oh, you want?" But I said, "Yeah, but I've experienced Jamaica at its worst. You know, remember when we had our civil war? You know what I mean? Listen, man, Jamaica's come a long way, and it has a long way to go, but it's come a long way. I say, you know?
It definitely has. And then like when it was food shortages, people don't remember that. Rick
All right,
said,
what are my weaknesses? Yeah, exactly. Food shortage, exactly. When things ration. It depends, Rick. Depends on what you want to do. There's so much to do. So much to do on the weekend. You can Lime, you could go to Port Royal, you could go to Hellshire, you could chill in Kingston, go to a club, there's the restaurants galore, you could go to cinema, you could go to a theater, you could do all sorts of stuff. You know, there's a lot of choices that you want to do. You could just go to a bar, chill out and drink, you know? Yeah, you know, so there's a lot to do, more so than obviously outside of, you know what I mean, because Kingston, the capital, so there's a lot more going on. You know? There's a lot more going on.
Oh yeah, yes, cool.
Man. Yeah, man, Jamaica improved a lot.
We still have a ways to go, but it definitely has improved. But people come and they be like, oh, I'd be like,
Yeah. I wouldn't say that all of downtown, because downtown is stretches from the east to the west. What I would say, the waterfront's improving, and that is that. And any downtown city, any city that you go in the world, the downtown area tends to be what is the draw. You know what I mean? Downtown Kingston is vast, you know, so not all of downtown that's improving, but the waterfront is for sure. Yeah. And I remember time, as a matter of fact, I remember time when you couldn't walk down, to tell you the truth. You couldn't walk downtown. Yeah, especially, well, not the waterfront, because downtown, like I said, downtown still have this issue. The main part, but the waterfront, yeah, man, you couldn't just walk down there and chill out and have ice cream and stuff like that. But no, you can. You know? No, you can. Which is again, it's an improvement to what it was before.
Yes, Kuya. It's a lot of non-Jamaicans living in Jamaica. A lot of us living here.
Yeah.
And it's interesting because we be in pockets, or especially the black ones. People don't know that we're not Jamaican or not of Jamaican descent until we open up our mouth.
Yeah.
True. Even if we do, we still get accused of being Jamaican or having Jamaican ancestry, because they just can't believe that you just up and moved here without having family here. So
yeah. There are many foreigners living here, quite a lot. And, a lot of them aren't in the capital either. A lot of them in the country, outside of Kingston. A lot of them outside of Kingston.
I mean, Jamaica is nice. Who wouldn't want to? Who wouldn't want to live here?
Exactly. You know? Exactly.
I think when my kids was in the store the other day with Nick, and they met some woman that was in there. She said she had just moved here. She was talking to the kids. Okay.
Yeah, it's funny. I was having a discussion with somebody today in the UK, and she was saying that a lot more younger people are heading home. That is from Jamaica or across the Caribbean, and which is true, because there are a lot more younger people who are making Jamaica home and other Caribbean islands. You know, they're not retirees anymore. The demographic has changed.
I'm glad that the demographic is changing, because we're starting to be more younger people to, you know. I find that that's nice. They can make a contribution to Jamaica.
Totally. You know, and I know quite a few. Well, you and I, well, we know.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
They want to come back. It's nice. I wasn't too. I think I was about 30, 36 when I came here. So I
Yeah,
was somewhere in the middle. 30, was I 35? I was either 35 or 36 when I came here. So I was
right.
somewhere in the middle. I was on the younger end.
Mm.
hmm And I think at the time I came back, it wasn't too many people coming over
Mm.
like that.
Mm, mm, mm,
They
mm,
would
mm.
basically come for a couple of months and then leave, or
Yeah,
they were
yeah,
part-time. They wasn't full-time like me.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Mhm.
I remember when, like I said, back in the 70s and 80s, and everybody was leaving.
Right,
Everybody,
right.
everybody around
Mm-mm.
them, man.
Mm-mm.
You know?
You find a few couple of sprinkle of people coming back then, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't there. Yeah,
No.
like someone
Uh-uh.
like my father came back in time, back in the 70s,
Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
and there were quite a
Mhm.
number of people who came back them time. You know, I mean, a lot of people actually went. Well, those who went to the UK, because those who went to the States actually stayed. But
Mhm.
those who went to the UK earlier came back down. A lot of them came back in the 70s.
Mhm.
A lot of them came back in the 70s. So they came back with their British born children who are now Jamaican really with a British passport, you
Mhm.
know,
Mhm.
British citizenship, you know. Mm,
Mhm. Mhm.
mm,
And it's funny, I think now the ones who were in America, their kids are coming back now.
mm,
Because I find a lot of the American ones are coming
mm.
are starting to come back.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know
Mhm.
about that, Rick. I don't know if that would stop anything because it hasn't stopped anything now, really.
Mhm.
Yeah, it hasn't stopped people coming back. And in terms of Jamaica being better off, it depends. Depends on somebody's state. You know what I mean? Depends on where they're at in their own lives and what kind of
Mhm.
yeah, what kind of you know how they're living their lives. Which in terms of Jamaica as a whole, in terms of being better off, but that's dependent on which administration is in power. But aside
Mhm.
from that, don't if you put it individuals, those who are coming back tend to and those who are coming back and with the intention to stay tend to be okay.
Mhm.
You know? I find, but yeah, but in terms of Jamaica being better off, well, like I said, comparing Jamaica now to what Jamaica was, it has
Mhm.
improved.
Mhm.
It has improved. You
Yeah.
know.
So Rick, now what they're doing all over the island, they have these communities that they're building up, these schemes. So within that scheme, the water is never an issue. They have so the sanitation, they have garbage pickup, and they have a tendency to have low crime in that area, if any crime in that particular community. And so that's what's starting to pop up all over all the parishes.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's again, it's
Mhm.
which is probably gonna one of the things that
Mhm.
which is coming up now.
Mhm.
It's I
Mhm.
think I hear what you're saying, Rick, but the thing is, uh, Jamaica, like I said, personally speaking, being Jamaican, leaving Jamaica, traveling across the diaspora, living in other countries, always being back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Um, I can say to you that Jamaica has improved. Like I said before, there were times where food was rationed. There was times where you had gas riots in the streets. There were times
Mhm.
where you had the food was married. You know, there were times where you couldn't walk from one part to you can't do that now, depending on which area you're going to. But there were times
Mhm.
when you couldn't walk on the street wearing different colors. I remember that. I remember those days
Mhm.
where I look at my
Mhm.
peers here in terms of my peer group, and I remember when we all had to have one car. And now that every man have a car for himself. So a friend of mine had about 4 or 5 cars that he's able to start having a business. And I'm saying that not to say that there aren't people who have suffered because they have. Because and as we know, education is important to have in Jamaica because that's a driver of a step on a social
Right.
ladder. You know, and again,
Mhm.
that's down to particular administrations and how they see education. But as a whole, Jamaica as a whole, from where it was to where it is now, and where I think it will be, I have seen
Mhm.
improvements. I personally have seen,
Vast,
you know what I mean?
vast improvements.
Yeah,
Vast
it may be
improvements.
slow, but I have seen improvements. Crime has
Mhm.
always been an issue in Jamaica. Even before Jamaica was independent, crime was an issue,
Mhm.
which is funny, you know. Even though the numbers may not be the same, which obviously, but crime has always been an issue. And majority of the crime, as we know that takes place in Jamaica, tends to have and I always say this to anyone, an association. There tends to be something. 90% of the crime that happens, there's to be some association involved.
Of
Somewhere
course.
along
Of
you know,
course.
it's majority of it not random. It tends to be associated.
Mhm.
You know, and the thing is, I think the way that Jamaica deal with crime, that what it, and I think it came to a fore 2010 when they had a Tivoli incursion, and then basically lit down the whole of Tivoli to get one and kill a whole bunch of people that them kill, and I think that's what we need to happen again, to show them one and say, "Yo, we're serious, we deal with it." You know what I mean? You know, I'm laughing about it now, but that's what they did at that time, because they had to show, and I think that's what a lot of people don't realize, is that the improvements that are happening for the police force, what they're doing to the police force is completely reorganizing our reorganization at the same time as policing. I think that the long-term strategy, we will see what those benefits are, because there's a huge investment that's gone into policing. And I think over the long term, we will see aspects of crime being reduced. But right now, they're still trying to get a handle on it, obviously. But they're doing something, and that is much more than what I could say from what I have before. You know, I know people in the force, and they can tell me that. You know, one of my good friends is a big detective in the force, and he was say that they've been in it for a long time.
I also think that the statistics is skewed. I'm
I
sorry,
agree.
if the you go to the center, you go to the police station, and if they don't have a computer and they're doing everything by book, it's some human error somewhere. So I also think that the statistics is skewed.
Yeah, I think so. I agree with you, because I remember watching a program on Al Jazeera. I'll never forget this.
Mm-hmm.
And the program was talking about Juarez, which is a city or a town on the border of Mexico and the States. Somewhere Juarez is called. And they were showing you this forensic team that has to go out every day into Juarez. I know it's a drug shipment point, almost like a Jamaica drug thing. And so they move from one crime scene where man get him a chop off, right, completely, to another crime scene that's virtually some shooting. And they were being assessed by an American forensic, accreditation organization or whatever. And the forensic team had to be going out and doing these assessments. And I will never forget, she said, in Juarez, it has a population about Jamaica, I know, right? About 3 million. And in Juarez, there's 5 murders committed every day.
Okay.
And I said to myself, I was scratching my head and I'm saying, that's interesting. I said, the population number is the same as Jamaica, right? But their murder rate is higher than Jamaica's per day. So I'm saying to myself, so can you imagine if it wasn't done by country comparisons, but by population comparisons?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Then you'll see how skewed it actually is. Because they take the figures of what happens in Mexico and compare it to the entire population. In actual fact, they should do it by location.
Right.
And population numbers. You understand?
Right. Right.
Rotted. The man, they mess up this thing a big time. So that means, even though Jamaica crime rate is high, nobody's not saying it isn't. But I said, can you imagine there's a city in Mexico that has 5 murders per day, which Jamaica doesn't have?
No.
You understand? So for me, immediately I said, no wonder that they make Jamaica look so bad, because it's by population numbers and not location population numbers. You know what I mean? So sometimes, like I said, and it's funny, we're also having an argument about, went to one St. Elizabeth, and somebody said, we're driving past some houses, and a friend of mine said, these houses don't have burglar bars. I said, yeah, so it's not everywhere going to have burglar bars.
No.
At Jamaica. So this part of Jamaica, you can sleep with the door open. You know what I mean? Yeah, but so I think that crime, like I said, it is. I'm not going to tell somebody that the crime is not here. Me, a gunshot coming at Kingston, and I expect
right.
You know what I mean? I expect where I'm. It's not too far from an area which would probably call a shanty town or whatever. So you're going to hear gunshot. You know what I mean? I expect that. But that doesn't mean say I'm going to walk out the road and somebody going to do me something. You know what I mean?
No, that's the same thing here. I lived in one of the most volatile communities in St. James. I lived in Granville. When I lived up there, I mean, it was this happening left and right. We would be under curfew and I wouldn't know. But I would be walking out at midnight, half the time the door would be open, just all kind of, and I don't think we had a grill at that time. So yeah. hmm hmm And then the people know me from there. And so when I pass through, it's nothing. hmm So yeah.
So yeah,
Mhm.
and answer that one about the crime. It's crime is a concern because it's all people and brothers and sisters are dying. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And but like I said, a lot of it tends to be some element of association. Because for example, even the Daniel Brown who was killed the other day had
Mhm.
a throat cut. The woman is an association somewhere. There's the link because Daniel herself said it was a driver. So the question is, yeah,
Oh.
when she went to pick her up from the school, so and the mother says she doesn't have a driver. So what? So who's that? Who is that person? Who's that individual? So there's always some connection, somewhere, somehow, you know?
Right. Always.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and as you know, when you get involved in certain things not gonna reach you, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah, 'cause look, I'm looking to go to Kingston Night Market now, you know?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, and even that about returning residents. Again, it's about association. It's
Mhm.
about somebody having. So, for example, there haven't been. So the Canadian girl, for example, was killed the other day. She's a highly intelligent woman. Find a Jamaican fisherman to go deal with. Really?
Wait, hold on. And then it was a history of abuse. So
Exactly.
it just wasn't random. He was doing this to her.
I just and you know what I mean. It's like and people saying to her, "Yo, you know, come on, would you be in Canada? You'd have stayed this person." No, you wouldn't. So why are you doing that in Jamaica?
Mhm. Mhm.
So
Mhm.
sometimes, it's
Mhm.
yeah, like I said, and I don't think, and I think the spate of killings that happened to returning residents, a lot of them who came from the UK actually, was down to association. I would say that,
Mhm.
I would say that.
Sometimes they mix with the wrong people, and then also,
Wrong people, being the wrong people.
yeah. What I also noticed too is like sometimes people come down and they build up their property and they always be in some dispute with the builder and they want them and the builder wants their money. And so it'd be a problem like that. Or I don't know because do you remember that one lady? I don't think she made the paper. The one who man had poisoned her, and she was in a group on Facebook.
Yeah,
He poisoned her, but she came down to get closure. Come on, ma'am.
exactly. It's sometimes you have to be aware for one, you have to know your family, who you can trust, who you can't trust. You have to know, and the movements. You don't make people know your movements, and a lot of times, that's like what is said here by Dean is that family set you up. Family
Right,
sets you up
right.
because the type of family that you have, and a lot of it comes into it also in terms of, as you know, Aish, in terms of
Mhm.
background, in terms of education, in terms of whether they work or don't work and what kind of job they have, all that kind of stuff comes into it. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Mhm.
And where
Mhm.
they live, all that kind of stuff comes into it. So
Mhm.
it's not just having a family member. It's not just having an association with a builder who come from.
Mhm.
No,
Mhm.
there's a lot more that goes into it. It's very
Oh
complex.
yeah. Oh, and also too, like the person be gone for 50 years for 20 years, and the person who's there been paying the taxes, then this person come in and come live
Exactly.
and build up. So they be fighting over the land. I know somebody
Exactly.
right now, they're in court with their family fighting over land.
Yeah, it's all them thing there. You know what I mean? I'm personally speaking, that's something that I had the opportunity of getting involved with something. I said, no, sir, I don't want contention. I'm good.
Mhm.
I can keep it. I can always go down see
Mhm.
if I can buy another one. I'll buy another piece
Mhm.
or whatever. But
Mhm.
a lot of that comes and again, but I think it has shifted in regards to returning residents because the demographic has changed. Because the demographic has changed to a great extent,
Mhm.
and the returnees
Mhm.
are now younger. So they're not building big houses anymore.
No.
And if they do build, they're not going to build in some district where their parents or grandparents come from. They're going to be building in a completely different area where there's more returning residents, or they buy revamp homes in terms of renovating old homes in areas where you have returning resident communities already. So, or they buy in a gated community. So the dynamics have changed, have shifted. So the thing about returning residents now in that regard has changed. But when you have girls coming down and getting involved with a fisherman, you know, you can't. They might think they can't control. You know what I mean? Those are things. You know that you have to really say, really. You know what I mean? It's not saying that nothing bad about the fisherman, but like I said, it's more complex than us. So there's a lot more that needs to be said. A lot more research that needs to be done before someone. All that kind of stuff that goes on.
Right.
So,
that's what even prompts me to do the intercultural relationships because counseling, because what I see, the amount of something that I see down here makes zero sense, none whatsoever. The amount of people that I had to take to the airport because of this and that, and I'm like, it's certain things that you need to understand what you're doing and what you're getting into before you get into it.
Yeah. And I said when it's more complex. It's not like you're gonna be in a country, you meet a guy who lyrics you, and next thing you know, you and him do a holiday romance thing, and you fall in love. Really?
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't know nobody better. You know?
No.
You know
No.
You know what I mean?
It be
time and learn and knowing friends, what kind of job they can work, and all that kind of stuff comes into it.
Right, exactly. If he worked, his education, if he traveled, the family, the type of family that he come from.
Yeah. All those things come into it. So a lot of times, I think, and a lot of returning residents come down with this rose tinted, especially like I said, the demographic has changed, and the younger ones who come down now tend to have these rose tinted glasses about what Jamaica and Jamaicans what it's like, and it's far from that. There's a lot more that needs to go into it. And it's one of the things we try to do in our book in terms of doing it, how to do these things safely. Trying to educate people. So it's a valid point around crime, but like I said, I think there's a lot it's more complex than just black and white.
Right. It's not as random as the US. Like you have somebody who had a bad day and he'll go shoot up the whole school, the mall, and whoever, the person who decided that he didn't like his job, so he'll go and shoot up the whole office. So it's a lot more complex.
Yes, it is.
It's always has to be some sort of reason, or like the story behind it, or some long drawn out something.
Always some background story. Always.
Yes.
Always.
It's not it's not random. It's targeted.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's not somebody who had a bad day and saying going to shoot up an entire school.
Yeah, it's none of that. If somebody just had road rage.
Yeah, I hear you, HB. It is because you see, what you have in Jamaica is you have different sections of society. You understand? So you have areas where there's a lot of that stuff takes place, a lot, and there's areas where and depending on, I'm gonna say Jamaica has a class system, so depending on which class, the particular class where things happen, there's particular classes where things don't happen. So, for example, like I said, I'm in Kingston. I know I'm going to go to the night market tonight. You know what I mean? And I know nothing not gonna happen because of the area where it is, for example, and the type of people that go there. So yeah, those vloggers to a great extent, I think they don't give a balance, and a lot of the focus is on the negativity. And I'm not saying that those things don't happen, but majority of the time, it is targeted. It is about, it's not random. Majority of the time, it's not random. It's always something that's something.
Somebody did something to somebody.
Yeah. As I'm saying, you can't catch Quaco, you catch him short. So if you can't catch the man you want, you catch him friend and sister and dog and pygmy or whatever. You know what I mean?
And he'll get the message and
Yeah,
fix whatever needs to be fixed between the two and Uno.
exactly.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
exactly.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and like I said, it's unfortunate. Even with Danielle the other day, I'm saying there's a backstory. There's a backstory to this. What's the
Mhm.
backstory? Who's involved in the backstory? And then
Mhm.
obviously I'm hearing that her as a policeman, I said, okay, so there's a lot
Mhm.
more that's going to be coming out eventually when you're going to hear. So there's
Mhm.
always some story somewhere, you know.
Mhm. Mhm. Boy, that backstory, you be was presented when the thing first happened was presented. You'd be like, okay, and then when you get that backstory, you'd be like, oh boy, that's a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, exactly. And even
Mhm.
the woman who had a disabled son the other day, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
And she did the police had to get court order to get access to her phone and all that kind of stuff. So you start saying, hold on a minute, why? So obviously she's involved, because she don't want
Mhm.
to show the police her phone. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
so, so there's always a story,
Mhm.
always,
Mhm. Mhm.
you know,
Mhm.
you know.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. But yeah, man, so it's a valid question still. Very, very,
Yeah.
you know?
So it is okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Thank you, Dean.
Yes.
That's what I said earlier. We literally had you couldn't walk from one area to the next in a different color shirt. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Nowadays you can
Mhm.
wear anything you want. You know what I mean? Them
Mhm.
time that man would just did something for the color that you wear. And you have to make sure you didn't
Mhm.
wear those colors on the road. Yeah.
Mhm.
And you're right, but it is because of social media. You know? It is because I'm saying to myself, can you imagine if social media was around when we had the 80s, when we had the 80s, the worst election that Jamaica ever had? Man,
No.
nobody would want to come to Jamaica.
No.
I tell you, nobody would
No.
want to come to Jamaica.
No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
yeah.
It was
That
funny because even with Tivoli, nobody would. Social media wasn't around like that. Nobody would want to come
trust
because
me.
I remember my mom called me and she was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And she was like, "Something down in Kingston." I was like, "Do you know how far I'm from Kingston?" And that's
Exactly.
just in one contained area. It's not the entire Kingston. It's just one little contained area. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
yeah.
Exactly.
I was
Yeah,
like,
it's the right thing. It is social media. So social media has, and that's one of the things I always say, that social media has caused this immediacy of information.
mhm,
So when people get it immediately, it's more than what it actually is, and what it was. Because you're
mhm,
right, back then it was worse. You know,
mhm, mhm,
it was worse. You
mhm.
know.
It's
Mm.
funny with anything on social media. That the other day I was complaining. I was like, "This rain is so disrespectful. It's flooding in some areas," and people were like, "Oh my god!" I'm like thinking to myself, "But it always floods here. What are you? Oh my god!" In?"
Exactly. 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 You know. Yeah. Exactly. And the same thing with the issues that happen. You just said, yeah, but
Mhm.
it's not as if it hasn't happened before. It's just that we now have the information much quicker than we did before. So the
Right,
impact of it seems like it's vast and wide, and it's happening
right,
everywhere. You know.
right, right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
So when people report crime in Jamaica, it's like somebody. I remember once on social media, somebody said Jamaica turned into be Haiti, and I said, what? I said, how the hell Jamaica people coming to turn like Haiti? I said, Haiti is completely anarchical. There's no rule of law. There's nothing that you can say, yeah, man,
mhm,
Haiti have a little way for. No, Jamaica's nowhere near that. Nowhere
mhm,
near. I said,
mhm,
before that even happens, you have another typical incursion what happened before.
mhm,
You know what I mean?
mhm,
Before that
mhm,
even get nowhere near what I Haiti.
mhm,
Somebody
mhm.
was lit the entire place. Forget one person. I send a message. Man,
Yeah, that's what they be saying. Like, hey, I'm like, have you been to Haiti? No. It's the reason why you haven't been because you can't go. But okay.
exactly. Exactly. Your planes coming here to Jamaica, double figures. I always feel the people that come to Jamaica. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No, man.
Mm-mm.
You know?
It's just interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Yes,
It is interesting. It
yes.
is.
Yes, they
It
love
is
to
negative.
talk nonsense.
Yeah, it is. It is. And like Dean said, social media has made it seem more than what it actually is.
Hmm.
You know, and so and obviously people buy into that fear. You know, they buy into
Hmm.
it and say, "Boy, you know, yeah, but now nobody's going to say crime isn't bad in Jamaica. Nobody will, and I wouldn't. But I'm not going
No,
to say it's as bad as anywhere else.
no,
Mm.
mm-mm. No. That's why I always say, because where I grew up in California, it was horrific. Crime all over the place. They used to have a blotter. I mean,
Mm.
a yearly map, and they would show like little red spots of where people had got shot or whatever. And one time it just looked like somebody took a red marker, and then you know how the ink, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it looked like.
Wow.
So when I tell people that is more crime where I came from than where I live now, they'd
Yes.
be like,
Yes.
"Really?" I'm like,
Yes.
"Yeah." And if you can navigate where you lived at without getting harmed, you can definitely navigate Jamaica.
Exactly. Exactly. And Dean says
Mhm.
here, the same people know how was living in the crime neighborhood and get a chance to move abroad. That's true. That's true. That they do.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. And
Mhm.
that's the thing. We're our own worst enemy. We're the ones who are going to say, "Oh, bad crime is in Jamaica." You know, we
Mhm.
got violence, and I was saying, you know, what I mean, and you're right about free going back to Jamaica. Then it depends on where you
Mhm.
come from, who you have around you. You know what I mean?
Mhm. And it's funny because these same people, Dean, they be moving to a high crime area. They'll go live in a borough of New York. Come on now. They'll go live in Baltimore
you
and
know,
be afraid to come back to Jamaica. I'm like, hello, just
yeah,
talking.
yeah,
They just
man.
don't. They just afraid somebody gonna ask them for something. That's why they don't want to come back to Jamaica. They don't want to carry nobody nothing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. Exactly.
Mhm,
And as I
mhm,
said, the people think that you walk out on the street, and like I said, I'm in Kingston, and you walk on the street and somebody going to do something. You know what I mean?
mhm, mhm.
You're like you're going out on the street. I walk on the street every day. I don't feel intimidated and I don't feel threatened. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah,
Mm-mm,
no,
mm-mm,
no, but anyway. But anyway, that's the
mm-mm,
situation with that, cause. But HB said, let me
mhm.
stop. Family from Kingston.
Mm-mm,
Yeah, but yeah, it's yeah. So it's taking in perspective, man. Taking it forward, it is,
mhm,
and I mean, people understand that Jamaica is not as bad as it's set out to be,
mm-mm,
But there's a reason why they keep on having this negativity. And even recently, when they had this travel advisory put out by Canada, I thought it's so funny. Canada
mhm.
puts out a travel advisory about Jamaica, and then Trudeau comes to Jamaica to have a holiday with his family. And even the person who's the head of the ministry who puts out the travel advisory was here on holiday. You know what I mean? And you think to yourself, okay.
Okay, sir. Oh, alrighty.
Yeah, but you can say, all right, okay then, all right.
Mm-mm.
Made to put out a travel advisory. And then America will put out this travel advisory recently, don't it?
Oh yeah, definitely.
People scratching your head and America's put out a travel advisory.
Mhm, mhm. But yet they got 50 planes a day coming from the US to Jamaica.
You know what I mean?
Mhm, mhm.
I tell you, man. What's this? Do I know Lawrence? Yeah, I know Lawrence Tavern and up in the hill. I know Lawrence Tavern. I know it is. I know it is. I would tell you that I'm familiar with the internal local knowledge, but I know it is.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, man. You know? But I'm gonna tell you,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. That's
Mhm,
exactly. You're right. It is a niche. Create
mhm,
fear. Create this. So more people subscribe, and you know what I mean. And I remember when I was outside of Jamaica, and you hear everything about going on in Jamaica. When you're outside of Jamaica,
mhm,
everything.
mhm,
You hear every little thing that's negative. That is, you know,
mhm,
everything that you hear.
mhm,
Too busy working to focus. Focus. True, 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 deed.
mhm,
True, true. Oh shit.
mhm. Mm-mm. I don't know. I feel safer here than where I was. Mm,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
mm-mm,
Yeah,
mm-mm, mm-mm. Boy.
Plugging this thing hard, man.
Mhm. Well, we've been on here for about 2 hours, so
Yeah, I know. I've been there for long, you know.
I'm about to go.
We're gonna be on again next week, though. We're definitely gonna be on again. Same
Mhm,
time. We're
mhm.
going about 7 o'clock now.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
no. Yeah, we're gonna be on about 7 to next week.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so everybody can join us then.
Hmm. So
Yeah.
again, if you're not in the community, go ahead and go over there and join. At community.beyourjamaica.com.
Yeah. Hi, Eric.
Mm-hmm. All right. All right.
KHB, yeah, man. Yeah, we're
Mm-hmm.
gonna be on again next week. So, but we're gonna be on. I'll make sure that we're up because we've been busy over the past
Mm-hmm.
days,
Mm-hmm.
planning and doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, we're back on again next week. So join us.
Yes,
7 o'clock.
yes. And hopefully Mocha join us in Tanzi again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So thank you, everyone.
Thank you. You guys enjoy the rest of your evening and good night.
Yeah, like Rick, we're going to the gym. All right.
All right. All right, Kwame.
Yeah, my later, Ice.
All right, later.
Bless.
Bless.